The ongoing recession may be the beginning of something much bigger that can change life as we know it. However, it's also been a challenge to get by month, with the price of everyday essentials shooting up due to persistent inflation. Surviving in today's world can be tough. Oats, rice, wheat, and corn are in short supply globally. The combination of extreme weather events that has devastated crops in California and in many other parts of the world, including India and Pakistan, as well as the ripple effects of the Ukraine crisis, which led to sanctions on Russian exports and the collapse in production in Ukraine, have resulted in shortages of these basic staples. We're already seeing some disturbing price fluctuations right now, and they're likely to intensify as inventories get smaller in the coming months. So if you're running low, take the chance to replenish your pantry before prices go even higher, because they will remain like that for quite some time.
Welcome back to Seed Time and Harvest. We're at Sister Michelle's house and we're gonna get her garden in. After the beets, we're gonna have garlic. So the garlic goes after the beets. You have a few trays of garlic. Now the garlic is gonna take forever, but don't worry, they are babies. Garlic are babies. What did I say?
Garlic
are like babies. When you plant garlic, never allow the brown stem. Once the stem starts to brown, you take it off.
Okay.
Yes. So just like this, okay? So this is your garlic. Once this starts to get brown at the tip, you separate it.
Okay.
Because with the garlic is, if the plant starts to brown, then you tell it, oh, my top is dying, so the energy goes down in the root. When the energy goes down the root, then your garlic bulb starts to swell.
Okay.
The problem is, if you don't have enough stem, then you will not have enough garlic
Good
cloves.
size
The bulbs.
bulb.
The bulbs,
Okay.
yes. You'll have a big bulb, but you don't have enough cloves. Is that what it is? One bulb, several cloves?
Several cloves.
Yeah, so you need a lot of growth, a lot of green on top. So once it get big, you start to separate the lower leaves so that it will continue to grow,
Okay.
okay? And you can always add garlic to your garden. It's very easy. When you get your garlic, you don't peel it. You just separate the bulb, and stick it in the ground until the top is below ground, and that's it. 9 months. It's like a baby. 9 months
9
for you to
months.
get a
9
harvest.
months.
Yes. And you just put them down. Don't put them deeper than where the point is. I go to Sam's and I buy like a 3-pound bag of garlic, and I separate it and I just plant out the whole thing. And the thing with garlic is it will store for a long time, because we've stored garlic for 2-3 years.
So this much space in between?
Yeah, like just like mine. Not a whole lot of space. You just need space for the bulbs to form.
This is a lot. Look at this.
That's a lot of
It's
roots.
a lot of roots.
And I started them when you told me you started yours.
My goodness.
The only thing you cannot plant close to garlic is like potatoes, because the same pests that likes potatoes will take out your garlic.
Oh, okay.
But you can put garlic close to carrots or peppers and your greens, things like that.
What is this?
That's a watermelon. Watermelon has to go at the farthest edge. So these are all peppers. We're gonna come down the line.
This right here?
Yes.
Or over?
Right there.
To the top?
To the top. Just the same height as it is, how it is at the ground level. Just plant it the same and give it about We're gonna put probably 4 in this entire row. So they need space.
About right here.
A little bit closer to me.
There.
Yeah, that's good. And these are a mixture of green peppers, banana peppers, and I think it's
She said 4.
habanero.
Yeah, 4.
By their fruits ye shall know them. Peppers are very easy to grow. They need a lot of nutrients. So you have to feed the peppers. And when you plant them like this, they'll support each other. Peppers do need a good amount of water. But at the same time, you know, the more you water it, the more you have to feed them, because since it's so sandy here, it's gonna drain. The nutrients are gonna drain. So you're gonna have to replenish the nutrients over time.
They need full sun.
Yes,
These are summer crops.
summer crops. They need the heat.
Do you have more for here?
Yeah, we have some big peppers that were
Here.
in. And to be honest, all these peppers, they were all started at the same time. But what happened is you start them in segments, and the plant will only get as big as the root space. So you can see the difference in the size, how big these are versus those. So we started these in the peat pellets, and we let them stay there for a couple of weeks so that the roots won't get as big. And then we transplanted them in the bigger container, giving them a little more space for the root to grow so they get a lot bigger. But they're all started the same time. Oops. You're gonna have a different type of viners. You're gonna have, that's a watermelon. This is a cantaloupe, and you have 2 more cantaloupes here. You'll have yellow squash and zucchini. The zucchini does not go on the vine. This yellow squash will stay on a just a thing. It's not a big vine like the watermelon, but if you have an acorn squash or a butternut squash, those are gonna run. But you'll tell the difference. You'll see when they start to run, and the cantaloupe will run. So we're gonna put them all on this bed, and so they'll run either on the grass or they'll just mix in with each other down here.
Okay.
They'll have a wonderful relationship. And the good thing about planting things mixed in is that it confuses the predators, so they don't know what is what. You know, predator go after a specific thing.
Okay.
So it will be, they'll confuse it. The only thing that you'll have to do is, with the squash and the melon, you have vine borers. And the vine borers, I don't know if you've ever looked on the vine and you plant things like it's flaking out. That's because like a caterpillar goes in there and burrows in there. So what we do is I spray with peppermint. I spray the area with peppermint, and that will get rid of the vine borers, and neem oil. Every 2 weeks, you have to spray with neem oil.
Neem oil and the peppermint mixed together or
No,
separate?
separate. Like every other week, 1 week peppermint oil, 1 week neem oil.
Okay.
The neem oil is for everything, all your pests, but it doesn't kill them. Do you see it? That's an assassin bug. That's
Yes.
a bad bug for the garden. Do you see that?
Okay, yes.
An assassin bug. So when you see that bug in your garden,
I need to kill it.
you need to kill it.
That's an assassin bug.
Yeah.
And whenever we see it, we need to kill it. It's right there.
Don't let them bite you. But they will inject liquid inside your fruits, inside your veggies, and they'll get black spots.
Oh,
It
so
starts to
that's the
rot.
culprit.
Here you have a host of tent caterpillars, and these are what will decimate your garden, especially your leaves, your greens, kale, collards, cabbage. When those get in there,
So we want to get that away from the garden.
yes.
Okay.
These are green beans, 1.5 inches deep, and then about 3 inches apart. So you can go all the way up to here with green beans. Okay, so about this far apart. So you have 1 here, 1 there, and then another 1 here. So you just make your holes.
And you do the same thing, like you cover them.
Yeah, these have to be
Just-
planted deep.
Just one?
You can do 1 or 2. I always plant 2, so if 1 doesn't germinate, then the other 1 will. Since beans are generally high producers, but the amount of of seeds you plant would depend on the amount of people you have in your household. So a family of 3, I would plant like 6 bean plants per person. for at least 3 months, and then you rotate. So if you want to have a consistent harvest for 3 months of like the bush beans, 6 plants per person. Now if you want garbanzo beans, you have to put 9 plants per person because they're not very productive. Black bean, lentils, it's the same because those are not high producers. So the least productive they are, then 9 plants per person. But if it's whole beans, 1 plant will feed your whole family for the rest of the year. We've had whole beans that are still in the fridge for I don't know how many years that we're still eating from. We have 3 tomato plants, 2 different varieties of beefsteak tomatoes. That's the big tomatoes. We have 2 that are indeterminates and 1 that's determinate. Determinate means it's gonna stay small, suitable for container. And then the indeterminate is that it's gonna keep getting bigger and then it's gonna keep producing fruits along the stem. So that's why we put the trellis over these. And she probably will get another trellis for that one at a later time.
Thank you for joining us on another episode of Seed Time and Harvest. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Again, happy planting. Bye.